All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? Hopefully well. We're back. We are doing more Resident Evil 2. Just continuing through Leon A. I had to think for a second. Second Leon scenario, like back to back. We're doing Leon A right now. And then from Leon A, we go to Claire B. And then after that, we get the really wild stuff. Then we get all the... Although RE2 doesn't get that wild. Yet. RE2 doesn't get too crazy. It keeps it pretty tame compared to what a lot of the later games eventually have going on. Also, what do you mean death? Why are you adding a death to... We just started.
Resident Evil.
What's with that? How far in are you? In Leon A? I think we were pretty early in Leon A. Yeah. For a second I saw 2 saves and I thought that was like me being pretty far in, but I don't think so. I think we just happened to save twice pretty early. Yeah, I have the spade key, so we're still pretty early. Yeah. Very early. Why the delay? What do you mean delay? What Yakuza game have you decided to play next? For reviews, we're doing Kenzan next. Which is sure to be something. Me and my almost N4, but even then, that's kind of exaggerating. Japanese. That'll be something. The game doesn't have a fan translation, so I thought that had some. It has, like, you can get one that translates some of the menu into English, but that's about it. So, like, oh, the hour of stream is, the clock's changed in the US now. For EU, it was like, what, a week and a half ago? For us, it was today. Yeah, there's a fan translation that it does like pretty much the in-game like pause menu UI. So like your inventory, your map, that stuff, there's a translation that does that, but that's about it. So at that point, I'm like, well, there's not much difference between using that and just fully raw dogging the Japanese anyway. So I'm playing it without patch when I get to it. It's just that my Japanese is like, it's okay. Now, is it enough to fully comprehend a full Yakuza game? Probably not. In fact, I would just bet that it's not. But I have plans for dealing with that. Did we? I'm assuming we did get everything in here, but let me check. Yeah, daylight savings. Also, it's super cloudy outside today, so the lighting's all fucked. Just for the record, that's why. I don't want it to look like this, but there's like 0 light coming in from outside. And I only have 1 studio light. So I can't fake it all the way. Yeah, okay, so I got everything in here. Oh. I'm seeing things. Can't believe Chole was an hour late. Yeah. The world makes no sense. What, with why we change our clocks at different times? I don't even know if there's like a great reason for it. Other than just... Oh. I forgot about the one-handed pistol aiming. Oops. I thought I saw a little blood splurt. Okay. Hold on a damn minute. We'll be fine, I think. 2? Yeah, we're a little lower. Oh, on the we're a little lower on the handgun rounds than we usually would be. It's because what's it? We did the alt costumes this time. So I didn't get to grab any of the handgun ammo prior to the RPD. By keeping working hours to when the sun is up so you don't need your lights on. No, I know why we do daylight savings. But why do we and Europe change it at different times? That's the question. That's what I was like, I don't know why that is. You lose the one-handed when you use the custom parts? Oh. It's probably still worth using because you get the burst fire anyway, right? Because firing faster is definitely nice. But, what's it? Burst fire, I bet, just outpaces that. About to finish my yearly CV playthrough. Godspeed. Watch out for falling. That wouldn't be a cinder block. Falling stone blocks. Cinder block. I don't think cinder block would be the right term there, but you know what I mean. I think I know this one, but just to refresh. Same reason it's winter in the UK, but summertime in Australia. No, that makes sense, but like, why do we change it like 2 weeks off? Is it actually because the tilt makes that difference, or is it just like because we decided on different dates? Because sometimes it genuinely, the world is that stupid. Sometimes the world is just that stupid. Like, is it just that we both had the same idea, but it's just the dates are a little off? In all the RE games so far, which have been your least favorite? Like, that we've covered for the reviews? Or just in general? Honestly, it's the same answer. It's Survivor. 1, the first one. Yeah, either way, out of everything I've played Resi-wise, Survivor 1 would be my least favorite. Survivor 2 gets a little bit more credit from me than most people. It kind of gets a bit of like, you're lucky, you're cute credit in a way. Because there's part of me that's like, man, this game is not very good. But it knows what it is. And it's not necessarily bad either. It's just kind of there. It's me, your mother. My mother? Three rounds is probably plenty, right? Oh my god, wait, I still hear a zombie shambling somewhere. Is that on my right? It sounds like it is. I bet it's because of the tilt, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it's just cuz. See, my, like, the logical part of my brain, oh shit. It does want to say that, what's it called? That it's because of the tilt, because it makes sense. But then I think about it and I'm like, would it make a whole 2 weeks of difference? Because like, it almost doesn't feel like it would when I really think about it. I don't know. I don't know. I do have shotgun shells. 5 shotgun shells will go a lot further than 3 handgun rounds. I know. You can thank me for the knowledge dump later. It's just, I don't need to be carrying this, simply. The jewels need to stay together, just because. Don't ask. They need to be in a pair. I can't separate them. I can't do it. The red jewels stay together. You know what? Do you know history of the Power Rangers? No, I don't know shit about the Power Rangers. Other than, I watched, like, some Power Rangers series a little bit when I was a kid that aired on either Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. I can't even remember which one. And I didn't even, like, really get all that into it. It was just kind of one of those shows that, like, if it was on, I didn't mind watching it. Wow. There we go. Remember that bad Power Rangers movie they made? No. I don't think I ever saw a movie. Ooh. Hold on. Wait, why am I carrying around the plug? Why am I doing that? Hold on. We don't need that for a bit. Oh, sorry, earlier someone asked what's the goal of this run? We just have to complete all the scenarios once before, like, continuing on. So this is another just, like, laid back, we're just playing Leon A, Claire B. That is all. I'm gonna butcher this name. Is it Matthias? Matthias? That can't be right. That's like the only thing my brain can really come up with that sounds right. Thank you for the sub. I'm Googling how to pronounce this. Hold on. Matthias? Oh. Reddit says Matthias. I don't know if I trust Reddit though. It popped up right at the top of Google. There's one of those videos.
Pronouncenames.com.
Hello, pronouncenames.com.
Matthias.
It is
Matthias.
What do you mean, or?
Or Matthias.
Or? Okay, so I might have been right. Like 50-50 chance, I could have been right. Maybe. All right, handgun parts. Time to lose my sideways grip. probably worth it for the burst, though. I can't imagine it's not. A 2017 movie? Definitely not then, if it was that late. Because what I'm thinking of, let's see. I was probably somewhere in the ballpark of 10 years old. It would have been like circa 2010, whatever series I would have seen. The sideways grip is so gangster though, but burst fire for like the 2 times in the game I'm gonna use it. The burst fire, man. If you have bullets, I don't have bullets right now. But there's always that little trick. You know the one. Power Rangers Samurai? That doesn't sound like it rings a bell. Oh wait, maybe. It looks like it rings a bell. This is pretty spot on too, because I was guessing around 2010. This was 2011. It was on Nickelodeon. This might have been it. This looks familiar. Like, these specific designs do look familiar. Let me see. I got a list of all the different series. Let me be sure. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. I don't think it was Samurai. I think... Oh, I don't know, though. This is hard to try to, like, look back on this many years later and just guess based off of, like... I think it was Samurai. Because I was gonna say that actually the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers also look familiar. But instead of a green ranger, there's a black ranger there. And I don't remember there being a black one, but I do remember there being a green one. So I think it was Samurai. I think. But I'm not sure. So who the fuck knows? With the big robot and the Ginyu Force dance. Wait, do they not all have the Ginyu Force dance? I thought that was just like a Power Rangers thing. I thought they just like did the Ginyu Force kind of shtick. We don't need the lore. Oh, they do all have it. Okay. Yeah, I was like, I thought that was just like a general Power Rangers thing. Oh. Okay, you ready? You ready? You ready? Boom. RE2 tech that we didn't need until now. When you upgrade a gun, the ammo refills. At least the ammo, like, in the magazine, in the current magazine refills. He's still alive, I think. No, he would have gotten up by now. I'm not seeing the blood pool, but he definitely would have stood up by now. You stay back. He's dead. Sweet. I normally don't even use the upgrade tech in RE2 because ammo is just so easy to come by. If you know what you're doing, that is. He's a fucking bitch! What did I tell you? I didn't see the blood pool. In the back of my head, I knew. But I trusted the game. I was like, okay, yeah, he seems to be pretty dead, actually. What a bitch. I'm actually upset. Making me look like a fool on my own stream. Okay, hold on, the birds. Oh, there they are. The lighting on the clothes, so freaking cool. Man, I love just all the little tricks that old, like, fixed camera Resi used for presentation stuff. If you couldn't tell from the videos, with me spending at least, like, 3 minutes of video just talking about all the little, tricks. That's really the best word for it, that Capcom was using to get the games to look the way they did. So cool. Especially the remake video. Because the remake video has like my favorite thing that they started doing near the end of the fixed camera era, where they started using video files. Like, I want to say MP4, but I doubt they were MP4 because they don't have audio tied into the file. They started using video files in place of still images so that they could have stuff like lightning coming through the windows and stuff like that. It was so good. It's just the old fixed camera, like pre-rendered background stuff brought so much creativity out of the team that I love it. I love talking about it. I love looking back and learning how they did all of it. It's freaking sweet. All right, just because everyone always wants me to. This one's for you, chat. Just because everyone always wants me to do it. Oh no! No zombie ambush in the door! Oh god! There. You happy? No one asked for it this time, but I was getting ahead of it, that's all. Ooh, okay, I didn't like that one. I got a little uncomfortable, like mid zombie dodge. I didn't like it. Come on now. We're saving ammo out here. That's like 6 zombies that we don't need to shoot. Which in RE2 is a lot of handgun ammo. Ow! Son of a bitch. Do you guys hear that one? That one was loud. And aggressive. That one hurt like a bitch. Oh. The can yoinked a mustache hair. Ow. Hello, DS. That one really hurt. That one was like right above my lip. That was a little sensitive spot, apparently. That happens normally like once every 2 or 3 streams. One of these energy drink cans will randomly like yoink a mustache hair. That one hurt way more than they normally do. Like that particular hair, that one. Ow. I was pretty surprised the backgrounds in RE Remake were pre-rendered. Having only seen screenshots, you really can't tell. It's because the resolution was able to be a lot higher on the GameCube. Like with these, the source images wouldn't have been in this resolution. Like they rendered them out. Well, the source images, these are the source images. That was the wrong way of phrasing it. I'm trying to word it on the spot, especially now after I messed it up. The source like scenes in the editing or in the modeling programs that they would have used for these would have been in higher resolution, but they could only export the images in 240p because of just the PS1. Sweet. Oh no, I can go through the main door on a scenario. Oh, that's just unlocked. I was gonna interact with it just to unlock it, and I was gonna go around to the main hall. How many saves can you do to get A rank? Oh yeah, sorry. My brain immediately converted it. There's no S rank in OG RE2, at least in the US. So A rank is the S rank in RE2. But I don't know if there's a hard limit on it. There could be. My brain, like there with RE2 ranks, there's kind of like generic rules of thumb that everyone always shares for doing A ranks in this game, where everyone's always like, yeah, 6 saves or less, don't use any first aid sprays. I'm trying to think. There's a couple other that I'm not getting off the top of my head. But RE2's ranking system uses an invisible score system that runs in the background the whole time. So it's not quite that linear. The saves might be. But for like the first aid sprays, you could use like probably 2 first aid sprays during your run and still get the rank just fine. But everyone will always tell you don't use any first aid sprays. It's just that in RE2, using any healing item subtracts some points from your score, and first aid sprays just subtract way more than any other healing item. That's all. Hold on. I'm gonna try to pull up the details on the ranking system. I know they're out there. Yeah, here we go. Here's the system. Okay. So, let me see about saving. Oh, there's a bonus that I didn't even remember. Okay, yeah. So, here's actually a good reason to not use any first aid sprays. There's a 100-point bonus added at the end of your playthrough if you don't use any of them. Which is a lot, actually, because to get an A rank, you need a minimum of 270 points on your run. So getting 100 out of 270 points purely for not having used any first aid sprays, that's pretty good, actually. Every time you use 1 first aid spray, you only lose 10 points. But I guess everyone probably tells you not to use any because that bonus is so massive. You get a 100-point bonus for beating the scenario without saving the game, but every other time you save, you lose 5 points. That's what I was looking for mostly. I was like, I don't know if there is a set number of saves that you are or aren't allowed necessarily. I kind of had a feeling it was going to be something like that, where you just lost a certain amount of points every time you did it. And sure enough, you just lose 5 points every time you save. I wonder if there's a mod that recreates the 3D backgrounds in RE1 through 3. There's a mod for the PC version. I can't remember what it's called, actually, but I'm familiar with it, where people have run the backgrounds through AI upscalers like over and over and over again, like genuinely hundreds of times over, to up-res them. They look a little weird in my opinion. Some people really love those mods, and like more power to them. For me, they look like too smooth. It looks a little off in my opinion. I don't personally love the look of that mod, but there are a lot of people out there who do, and who like swear by using that mod for every playthrough. RE1 in particular doesn't look very great with it. RE1 has had the least work out of all of them so far. So RE1, you still get a lot more like weird oddities, like just weird like markings on the walls that aren't really supposed to be there. It's just the results of the AI upscaler interpreting some of that compression weirdly. RE1 still has a lot more work to be done, but RE2 and 3 do look pretty solid at this point. It's just they look too, and it might just be because I've played the PS1 versions my whole life, admittedly. But to me, they just look too clean. I'm not a fan. Don't people usually save before the cockroach tunnel because they can stun lock? Do they? Do they do that? I've never had many problems with the cockroach tunnel. And I've played this game a lot, but I'm sure people out there who have played it way more than me have probably seen like those super rare scenarios where you can actually get stun locked like all the way to death or something. Recreating the scenes in Blender or something. I bet that would be so much more work. But I bet you could do it and just replace the image files that are already in there. It would have to be pretty one-to-one though, just because the boundaries would have to line up for it to still like feel good. But yeah, that would be a ton of work. It would be super cool if someone did that though. Like instead of just upscaling the images that we got, like literally hundreds if not thousands of times over, if someone actually like by hand remade these backgrounds in a modeling application and exported their own, that would be nuts. Because that would be so much work. What Resident Evil games do you think are coming next? Are we talking the like 4 potentially leaked remakes? Is that what you mean? Okay. I've said this a lot. Obviously RE9 we know is the next Resident Evil title we're gonna get. At this point, like we have so much pointing to that definitely we are going to get RE9 before we ever get another remake. That's just like baseline, right? But I'm at the point where I don't trust any of the remake leaks just because of the fact that the leaks have flip-flopped all over the place between like 4 different projects over the last few years. Or sorry, last couple years. Feels like a long time since RE4 remake came out. It really hasn't been that long though. I think here my stance on it would be RE1 remake seems very unrealistic to me. RE0 remake seems pretty unrealistic to me as well. But Code Veronica and 5 both make a good bit of sense, just in their own different ways. I think 5 is more likely than Code Veronica, because I'm just trying to look at it from like Capcom standpoint, like as a business. 5 is the one that will make them the most money, just plain and simple. That's the one that will make them the most money. So in that sense, it's probably the most likely one, but there are other factors beyond that. Capcom is doing so well right now across so many different franchises that they don't really need to like min-max the earnings of Resident Evil at this point. So they could do Code Veronica. But I don't think that 0 or RE1 remake are very likely currently. Maybe down the line, but not right now. Not in the near future. Would be my take on it at least. What if the RE1 remake turns out to actually be a DMC1 remake? I would fuck with a DMC1... Why did I think I said that wrong? A DMC1 remake so heavily. I've said it a million times. If we got DMC1's like environments, just atmosphere, the weapons, the enemies, like all that, but with the kind of gameplay feel of like a DMC5, that would probably be a strong contender for my new favorite DMC game. Like that would be so fucking good. That would be so good. How far we got? Right now, we're still just trying to clear each scenario once. So we're just kind of hanging out and playing the game. We're on the... We did Claire A, Leon B first. So now we're doing Leon A, Claire B, and then we get into like high rank runs, etc. beyond that point. DMC2 Remake would be better, though. DMC2 Remake would kind of need a DMC1 Remake to come before it. Not just from, like, a story perspective, but especially from a sales and marketing perspective. If they just come flying out the gate with, like, here's a DMC2 Remake, it's not a good idea. From their standpoint. Obviously, a lot of DMC fans, holy shit. I want the shotgun for that. Holy shit, every time I replay RE2, I forget about that door. That specific door gets me every time. DMC3 Remake? I think 3 is, I mean, out of the PS2 trilogy, by far the least in need of a remake. SH2 has entered the chat. SH2 was the marketing play. In a similar sense that, like, going with DMC2 would have been a weird, would be a weird move marketing-wise. Starting with SH1 would have been fine for, like, sales and marketing, but just jumping straight into Silent Hill 2 was the power move for, like, sales and everything. Because Silent Hill 2 is just the most beloved Silent Hill title. DMC2 is the opposite. DMC2, even more than the reboot, is the one that we all shit on. For good reason, too. Like, it's got some fun qualities, but, like, woof. DMC2. DMC2 needs a remake. DMC1 deserves a remake. That's a good way of putting it. I could just pistol the last one. No, don't get up. Stop. There's another one tucked back here. He always grabs me from around this corner. There we go. He's moving now. Dante's design in 2. Dante's design in 2 is so good. Like, so good. That is the one thing that that game really has going for it. Oh shit, there's 2 of them back there. I thought it was just one left. Man, they packed you guys in here, huh? Jesus. All this remake talk, and we're not even talking about Dino Crisis. Oh, Dino Crisis just popped up. Shit. I said it, and I looked over to chat as I said it, and it's the most recent message. God damn it. Dino Crisis would be a weird one for them to try to sell and stuff, right? Because I feel like it's one of those games, no offense to anyone in chat, okay? Before I say this, I feel like it's one of those games that a lot of people talk about how much they love it, despite the fact that they've never played it. Because, like, Dino Crisis was not that big of a hit in like the US. In Japan, it was pretty big, but internationally, not so much. And just, like, the amount of people who talk about how much they love Dino Crisis, every time I'm like, man, there's no way that every single one of these people has played Dino Crisis. There's no shot. The numbers don't add up. They don't. I definitely feel like it's become one of those games that, like, through YouTube kind of spreading word of mouth on it over the years, it has a lot of fans who just didn't play it, right? Much like, also, as the Silent Hill 2 fanboy that I am, Silent Hill 2 is definitely one of those. I used to joke, now the remake is kind of gonna ruin this joke of mine. Because the remake is selling really well, for good reason too. That game is fucking fun. I just finished it the other day, finally. Took me ages, but I finally wrapped up my playthrough on it. But the remake is gonna ruin my old Silent Hill 2 joke, where I'm like, yeah, 90% of Silent Hill 2 fans have never touched the game. It was kind of a joke, but it was also very true. It was just one of those games where it's like, yeah. And it's hilarious because I would say that joke on stream, and, like, even some regular chatters of mine are like, oh yeah. Like, I would say that I'm, like, a big fan, very interested in the game, etc., but, like, I haven't played it. It's one of those where it's like, yeah, YouTube has done that game a lot of favors in terms of just people learning about it and becoming interested in it. Did I ever grab this pickup? I surely did, right? Oh, I think I did. I went right over it while spamming. One more go? Yeah, okay. I don't know why I thought I skipped it. One of those video game hipster games? A little bit. Especially Silent Hill 2. Dino Crisis, I feel like, is getting there. Dino Crisis, given enough time without Capcom doing anything with it, will definitely get there. Silent Hill 2 with the remake is definitely going to, like, leave that territory just because now it is super easily available with, like, this fancy new coat of paint and a control scheme that most gamers can get behind. To get the hidden film in the Stars office, we did it on the Claire A run. Yes. Just because chat wanted it. At first, I didn't even want to do it. But I got talked into it. I was like, no, it's funny, but I'm not doing it. You can't make me. They eventually made me. Not Marvin again. Ooh, whoa, you move a little faster than I thought. Jesus, man. Cool it. The heart key doesn't open anything over here, does it? No. No. I think it does in Remake. I think it does, actually. I'm not 100% on that, though. I think it does open something over on the west side in Remake. I don't know. It's happening again, even though this is my 7th playthrough of RE2 in the last, like, 3 months or so. The brain rot between, what's it? Trying to keep track of the original and the remake and, like, what's different between them. No, we weren't saying this was a hipster game. I was talking about SH2 and Dino Crisis. Those were the two I was saying are like great examples of a lot of this game's fans nowadays have not even played the game. They've kind of just learned about it through YouTube and not actually sat down to play through it. Not RE2, though. This game's sales back in the day, and 1 and 3, were some of the highest on the PS1. I don't think any of them long-term stayed in the top 10 for PS1. Because some of the later PS1 games sold like crazy. Like shit like Metal Gear Solid. But I think they were all pretty high. I think they were all like top 25 at least. Actually, I wonder where Silent Hill is on that. Now that I'm thinking about it, like the original Silent Hill. Hold on. Best-selling PS1 games. Let me pull up that list. Oh yeah, like Final Fantasy VII, Tekken 3. There's more games that I was trying to think of. I was like, games that came a little later than like RE1. Because RE1 was still pretty early in the system's life. Yeah, a lot of the best-selling games on PS1 came closer to the end, at least on like the second half. There we go. RE2 is number 14. That's the first one. RE1 is number 17. Where's 3? 3 is number 25. I guess top 25 for the whole trilogy, and 3 is number 25. Where is Silent Hill? Wait a second, what? 43? I would have thought it was so much higher. Granted, 2 million sales is still nothing to scoff at, but it barely sold more than Parasite Eve, which in my head does not compute. That makes no sense to me. But I guess like them's the numbers right there. I would have thought the original Silent Hill sold way more than Parasite Eve. It's more, honestly, it's mostly that Parasite Eve sold way more copies than I thought it did. That's kind of what's getting me right now. Parasite Eve was just shy of 2 million, which is more than I thought. The Silent Hill franchise? Wait, hold on. Is only 9 million? Would that mean that SH1 is like on the higher end of the franchise sales? Is this a more niche series than I thought it was? Hold on. Now I have to go and get sales numbers for them. Oh my god. Yeah. That's so weird. Like, I thought Silent Hill 2 was pretty niche, but it sold even less than I thought it did. What's crazy too is that the SH2 remake hit 1 million sales in just under a week. So the SH2 remake is probably going to become the best-selling Silent Hill game ever. Much to the chagrin of those guys on Twitter. You know the guys. I definitely know the guys. I certainly have had my interactions with the guys. Hold on. Oh, Diamond Key. Okay, okay. Diamond Key, Heart Key. I know where I'm going now. Actually... I could just carry the shotgun for now. I don't need the shells with it. Best brand of root beer? I'm not the guy to ask. I don't really drink soda. And when I do, it's normally just a classy like Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi. Like I had a Diet Pepsi like a couple days ago because I stopped for some Taco Bell on the way home. That's normally like when I get it, is the rare occasion that I get like fast food. Sorry, my brain right now. I'm thinking. Oh yeah, I would say it's probably Barks. Probably. But I really don't know. Just going off of memory, I would say Barks. I think it's kind of dumb that the SH2 remake isn't on PS4. Man, let me tell you. Let me tell you, it would not have run on the PS4. It wouldn't have been capable of running. It has enough performance issues on like top of the line PCs and especially like the base model PS5 right now. The PS4 would have been it might have been able to run like choppily on the lowest settings, just given like how it runs on everything else right now. It would not have been pretty by any means. It certainly would not have been pretty, because even on my rig, which is pretty up there, 4080 rig and everything, the amount of like stuttering, and especially when I was first starting up the game, like crashes and everything was crazy. I really don't blame them for not launching on PS4. And also, I don't really blame any games for not launching on PS4 at this point. It's kind of in that spot where if you can get it to work, then great right now. But the PS4 in general is definitely at the very end of its life. It's about there. I could go and unlock that door right now. And then when we go into the other hallway, I can discard the heart key early. That would be nice. Ooh, hello. Metaphor is on it? Yeah, I could see Metaphor running well on it. Not well optimized? No, it's terrible for optimization. It's the game's biggest issue is it runs like hot ass on pretty much everything. A game that actually uses the power of the PS5 only took half a decade. True. But you guys, the PS5 Pro is only $700. Pause my playthrough waiting for the Pro? Really? How does it run on PS4 then? Hold on. That's a question. Oh, I'm stupid. I thought... That's right. The heart key is just for that door. I thought it was for that door and then the club key door in the other hallway. I thought that was heart key for some reason. Oh shit, what's the code for this? It's a miracle that I manage to forget this code every time I replay the game. Is it in this? Yeah, it is in this. 2236. Right. Two, 3, 6. Digital Foundry said running the PS4 version on PS5 might be the best console experience for Metaphor. Ooh. Okay, so it's one of those. Oh, hold on. Wait. It's time, chat. Tactical reload. Beautiful. By the way, after the other day when I was sitting here on stream, I'm like, was it Zero or Remake that added tactical reload? Did I forget to mention it in the Remake video? I did. It was in Remake. Remake was the game that introduced tactical reload. So fuck me. As if that video wasn't long enough anyway, I did forget something. To be fair, it was because I forgot it while playing the game too. I legit just didn't know it was there. I didn't use it the entire time. Because in my head, I thought that Zero added it. But I was wrong. Forget Crisis, can it run Silent Hill 2? Right now, it's really rough. A lot of it is Unreal Engine based, unfortunately. It's all the typical Unreal Engine issues, but it seems like Blubber doesn't know how to optimize Unreal Engine. Because I always say this with Unreal Engine games. The engine itself has a lot of like trademark optimization problems. But if the devs know how to work around those, it's not really going to be an issue. But if they don't know how to work around those, like in the case of SH2 Remake, you get a shit show. And then that's what you hear people talking about all the time when they talk about Unreal Engine being like super problematic. It's when you get games running on Unreal where the devs don't really know how to sidestep the issues that come with Unreal. Which is unfortunate. That's the reputation UE5 has gotten. Super great engine. Like, really great engine, but it's gotten itself a bad reputation performance-wise because a lot of devs that are using it right now are new to Unreal. Like, they're doing their first games in Unreal right now. So they're kind of just discovering all these little problems for the first time. Give it a few years and it'll even out, surely. Because so many big AAA studios are moving away from proprietary engines and towards things like Unreal because it's so much easier to onboard new employees if you're using something like Unreal, especially since it's so powerful. Like, you know what's way easier than onboarding a new employee and training them in like using your proprietary engine. Just hiring someone who's already an expert in Unreal. They show up on day one. You can just, you know, log them into the Perforce depot and like, boom, they're off to the races. Set them up with some tasks on Jira, get them logged into Perforce, and they're working day one. No training needed. It's just so much easier. Oh God. I'm gonna blow all my shotgun rounds too. Oh God. How powerful is RE Engine compared to others? RE Engine is really good. It's maybe starting to age a little more, but it's still holding up really well. Like really well. Oh, I thought my game crashed for a second there. That little stutter made my heart drop. Like I haven't saved this whole time. I should do that. Next time I'm in a save room, I should probably drop a save now that I say that out loud. Glad they did good. I'm so shocked. I'm such a Silent Hill 2 fanboy. And pretty much since the announcement, I've been here on stream like, they're not gonna do it. That remake's gonna fucking suck. But then I played it. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is pretty good. This is actually pretty damn good. And it's kind of been said, I saw on Yahtzee's video that he was like, yeah, the remake is good, but it's not really anything that you can give Blubber credit for because they just remade Silent Hill 2. And I'm like, yeah, sort of, but like, they remade Silent Hill 2 in a way where it feels like Silent Hill 2, despite how much they've actually changed and added. Like, it's an impressive achievement. To write it off as just, oh, well, they just remade the game. It's crazy. It's stupid, in my opinion. It's silly. Because, like, it's really well remade. Remaking something that faithfully, like making it actually feel the same on like 20 plus years of new hardware with such drastic gameplay changes is an achievement. It is. Person is salty at Blubber. The Yahtzee video was kind of weird in general, and I normally like Yahtzee. Can someone help me? What's his actual channel name? Because I feel stupid. In my brain, he's just Yahtzee. Someone help me out here? I should know the channel name. I don't know why I'm struggling. But the whole video kind of came off as like a little salty that the remake was actually good. It felt like he didn't want it to be good. But then when it was, he tried to like say that it was while also simultaneously discrediting it wherever he could. It was weird. It came off really weird to me. It felt like he was trying to acknowledge it and sort of take the L on it, but also not really. Hold on, I need to make it look nice. Hold on. The item box looking nice is very important. Second Wind, that's the new channel. Thank you. It is Second Wind. I took that L with grace on Silent Hill 2 Remake. After like a year and a half of saying that it was gonna be shit and being like, oh, this new trailer looked so ass. Oh, it came out, I played it, and I was like, okay, I was wrong. This shit is good. I was wrong. That's on me. Can I play RE4 without playing the others? You definitely can. I think you'll get a little more appreciation out of it if you play the others first, but You definitely can just start with RE4. Yeah. Trying to think. Yeah, fuck it. I'll put it over on the east side. I didn't trust the team at first, but they did it. I didn't trust them up until, like, I had already played the game for an hour. Like, I opened that stream, still skeptical as fuck. Still being like, nope, I'm not expecting anything from this. I paid $70 and I am ready to be angry. But then by the end of, like, 3 hours of playing, I got a decent bit of the way into the apartments, and I was like, okay. Okay, never mind. I take it back, Blubber. Especially, I've given Blubber a lot of shit over the, like, a ton of shit over the years. Did I not just save? I thought I did. Did I not save? I did save. Yeah, I did. Okay. You made me second. I had to go back and look on my phone. I've always said with Blubber though, what's that one game called? Observer? That one's pretty neat. That one's pretty neat. I liked Observer a decent bit. Not like in a gameplay sense, but I thought that was just definitely one of their more creative games. I appreciated Observer probably more than anything else of theirs pre SH2 Remake. SH2 Remake is their best game now. Like by far, by a fucking mile. Because before that, like I played Blair Witch. I wasn't huge on that. I'm a big fan of the Blair Witch movie, the original one. The remake's fine, I guess. But the original one, I always loved that movie. So like the game, meh. Layers of Fear was cool. Like back when it came out, when we were like in that era of that type of horror game being pretty fresh and kind of the popular thing to do. But now, like looking back on it, just mid. I feel the same way with Amnesia. I give Amnesia some credit for kind of kicking that off. But that's another game that, like, looking back on it, it just did not age all that gracefully. Now that we have the horror games that we have today. Like, for the time that it was fresh, it was cool. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Okay. I think I just have to run for it there. I was never a fan of Power Rangers, not really. We actually talked about it earlier. I never really watched Power Rangers though. Ooh, ow, fuck. You're in the perfect spot to block my ass. Okay, there we go. There's nothing else in this room, Cole. Every time I go in that room, I think there's something else. There's not. And I always take more damage than I should in there because of it. Where does this key go? Do I need to interact with this to get it on the map? I doubt I do, but there we go. Did they auction off like all the costumes and props? Because that's kind of weird. I don't know why. I mean, I guess there's money in it. Right? Just like recouping costs once you are done with it. But I don't know, man. That's like, that's weird. I don't like that all that much. Although, wait, I think I did see something about this. Cause didn't one of the original actors end up like winning the auction for their own costume? I think I saw some news story about this. We'll see you around, Solaris. Have a good rest of your day. Then I'm gonna use perma unlock on the Val. Me and Owen, Mikkel's been around long enough to just know him by name. Neither of us are prestiged yet on the new COD, but both of us are in full agreement that the first permanent unlock will be the AS Val. Because why the fuck did they put like the coolest looking gun in the game at level 55? God damn it, man. Why would you do that? Why would you lock it right at the end? Bastards. On Prestige 1, level 50? What did you use your first one on? Also, Mikkel, get on your Easter eggs, friend. Did you see the release date for Season 1? Because I only just found out about this like last night, like late last night. Season 1 starts on the 14th. You got less than 2 weeks, my friend. Might be time for a break from the camo grind just to get those early rewards. 14th? Yep, you got 11 days, including today. You're welcome for warning you. Because I just found out about this and hit up my group chat with all my friends. And I was like, boys, I thought we had way more time, but we need to like schedule a session where we can do the other Easter egg and get those early rewards. We got to figure something out here because we don't have that much time. How many lonely horror games are there? Like horror games with nothing in it but you? I'm trying to think. There's definitely, I can think of like a couple. Oh. Did I just go from yellow to red in a single dog bite? Ow. 3 dogs. 3 dogs in that hallway on Leon A. Jesus. And of course it's the run where we did the alternate costumes, so I don't have anywhere near as much handgun ammo as I should at this point. Plenty of red herbs though. May perma unlock the ASG. I gotta do the ASG in zombies. I've seen clips of people using it. It looks like the most broken shit. Although, it also, it looks like I should be doing the GS45. No health and nothing but red herbs. Thankfully, plenty of red herbs, along with green herbs. I have a huge stockpile of greens in the item box. Plenty of green herbs to go around. I have 2 handgun bullets. I'll just... How good is the shotgun against dogs? Like, how many shells am I gonna lose trying to kill them with it? It seems worthwhile. It's RE2. By the end of this playthrough, I will have more ammo than I know what to do with. Right now, it's tight. Particularly handgun ammo is pretty tight. But by the end of the run, it's not gonna be like that. Let's see. I don't typically use shotguns on dogs, so I don't even... Oh, fuck's sake. Oh! I hit the camera. Okay, 2 shells, a dog. There's 5 dogs here if I want to make it like actually safe. 8 more. Honestly, that might not be so bad. Oh, for fuck. I mean, I'm expecting to get handgun ammo fairly soon. Group together for Terminus Egg. You could solo it if you want to be a Giga Chad. The DF review of Dragon Age Vanguard was practically glowing. It's great to see games running well. It's so weird. Oh god. Or Vanguard? You tricked me. Veilguard. The discourse around that game is so bizarre. Like, as someone who frankly could not give less of a shit about like the what's it? The politics of the game and like the culture war surrounding it right now, the game looks very okay. It looks fine. Doesn't look great. Doesn't look bad. It looks okay. I'm a big Dragon Age fan, at least Origins. I've said, every time I say I'm a big Dragon Age fan, I always have to put in the asterisks of like, I love Origins. I do not like Dragon Age 2. And Inquisition was very okay. Very okay. Just fine. The new game looks fine. As a Dragon Age fan, it looks okay. Doesn't look great. I'm not playing it at launch. But it looks okay. It really doesn't look that bad. It obviously doesn't look perfect, but what's really crazy with the discourse around that game right now is the amount of people who are trying to say that it is not a successful launch for the game, while the game is hitting like 80K concurrent players on Steam. That's a strong launch. That's not nothing. Like, that is a healthy launch for a AAA game. That is a launch that is going to make EA money. Like, this game is going to be profitable. But the culture war surrounding it has gotten so cringe that people are trying to act like 80K concurrent players on a new launch is a bad figure. They're like, oh, no. They're gonna lose so much money. No, it's, you don't understand how this works. No. And it's like, dude, that's a strong launch. That's more than most AAA games get on launch. Like, it's a good launch. You can't just say that it's not and make it not because you don't want it to be. It is. It just is. It's probably the worst so far. No, I played Dragon Age 2. It already looks way better than Dragon Age 2. I will say that. But that's, to be fair, that game is shit. It also, I would say it looks better than Andromeda as well. Looks better than Andromeda.
Sorry about that. When I saw the uniform, I thought you were another zombie.
What uniform? My jacket? My cool leather jacket with a skull? An American flag?
Ada Wong.
And what are you doing here?
I love him so much.
I'm looking for some guy named Ben. He's one of those reporter types, always looking for a scoop. I heard he was locked up in the cell block, only there's a wrecked car barring the entrance. I've been trying to find another way inside. If we work together, we can move this thing. Give me a hand here, will you?
Yeah, I'll give you a hand in a second, Ada. There's actually, or actually, you didn't tell me your name yet. I'll give you a hand in a second. Very nice lady in the red dress. Do you know about the Catholic Church's new anime or mascot? I do. I've seen it. It's very funny. I love it. Oh, whoa. My controller vibrated way after, what's it? After we were done pushing it. Like, I thought it was gonna be stuck.
Ada, wait!
I don't like the minimal lack, or the minimal amount, I'm assuming, of renegade or evil choices Veilguard has so far. I haven't really seen anything that in depth in terms of like the actual role-playing systems. But like gameplay looks fine. The combat does look like it will get boring pretty early though. Which normally is where I would be like, oh, well, it's a BioWare game. You know, you don't play it for the combat. I would say KOTOR is like tied for my favorite RPG ever. That game's combat is shit. Like, frankly. But the dialogue and role-playing systems, I don't know if it'll be enough to carry the game like all the way through. That's kind of the thing with Veilguard.
Let me guess. You must be Ben, right? Get up, now.
What do you want? I'm trying to sleep here.
Is this the guy?
Ben, you told the city officials that you knew something about what's been going on, didn't you? What did you tell them?
What did you tell them,
And
Ben?
who the heck are you?
I'm trying to find my boyfriend. His name's John. He was working for a branch office of Umbrella based in Chicago, but he suddenly disappeared 6 months ago. I heard a rumor that he's here in the city.
I don't know anything. And even if I did, why would I want to tell you?
That's a valid question.
Okay, I say we leave him in there. Does anyone know where they put the key to this cell?
I have it right here, officer. But I'm not about to leave this cell. Those zombies aren't the only things crawling around out there.
There's dogs.
What was that?
Like I said, I'm not leaving this cell. Get out of here before you lead it right to me.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm the only cop left alive in this building.
What?
Look, if you want to live, then you're gonna have to leave with me.
But do you even know how to get out of the city? There's a kennel in the back of the building. Inside the kennel is a manhole. Go through and it'll lead you to the sewer entrance, but it won't be easy.
All right, I'm going.
Okay. Should have left the cell, bro. He doesn't know. KOTOR combat is great if you've played the Star Wars D20 RPG. But it's not a tabletop game. It's a video game. Like, the combat is great if you look at it like a tabletop. But, like, it's not smooth. I'm such a KOTOR fanboy, too. This isn't like, oh, KOTOR bad. I fucking love that game to bits. But, like, the combat's not good. I only wish I could make 3D models look this good. I bet you could. It's a video game that plays like a tabletop, and I like that. That's fair. It's interesting. Has there ever been a game that gets straight up easier the longer you play? And I don't mean the player getting better, I mean the game's difficulty lowering. Not like in the sense of literally the game just gets easier, at least not that comes to mind for me. But like I would say that RE2 gets easier the later in you are, just because as you progress through the game, you just have more stuff available, and the game doesn't really scale the challenge up enough to like balance that. And there's a ton of games that are like that. Like this is far from the only game that's like that. Morrowind is a similar one where like the game doesn't necessarily get easier. It's just you get a whole lot of stuff that you didn't have at the beginning. And the game's challenge kind of stays the same. Thinking about it now, that problem mostly comes up when it's just the game doesn't properly increase the challenge as you go. Yeah, Stalker's kind of the exact same thing. Just as you get better gear and weapons, but like, I mean, the enemies that you come across in later areas do also have better gear. But the AI in Stalker is so shit. Sorry, Stalker fans. I'm also a big Stalker fan, by the way. The AI in those games is really bad. So even though they get stronger equipment, it doesn't really get any harder. Basically every RPG, you can outgrow the challenge. Yeah, any Metroidvania. I don't know. I think Hollow Knight, at least like first thing that comes to mind for me, I feel like Hollow Knight scales the challenge really well. I feel like Hollow Knight is a game that feels challenging the whole way through. Like, I can't point to any spot in the Hollow Knight run that's like, oh yeah, right here in Hollow Knight, the game immediately gets easier, right? I don't feel like there is a spot like that in Hollow Knight. Not when you go back to replay it, but that's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about, Mikkel. Where the fuck does this small key go? I probably don't need it until the return upstairs. I have not played Mad Max. It's been like sort of on the backlog. Mad Max is a weird game to gauge because I look at it and it looks like one of those games that's like, yep, that right there, that's one of those just solid 7 out of 10 games. But then I hear people talk about the Mad Max game and like they say that it's really good. Like really, like I look at it and I'm like, that looks like one of those games that's fun, but not like amazing. But then everyone I know who's played it is like, no, dude, Mad Max is really good. I'm like, it is? Am I missing out? What's going on? Chole is playing enough games as is. I always wonder how he can do it, then I remember it's his job. I remember just not too long ago, I can't remember what exactly it was. I think that it was like a family event. I'm trying to remember exactly how this played out. I was at a family event, like extended family and everything, and I had a relative who I don't get to see very often asking about the YouTube thing, and they were like how many hours of gaming do you do a week? And I was like, I had to think about it. It was like probably 25 or 30, depending on the week, between like streams and the videos. And it was funny because they were like, oh, that's not as many as I would have thought for like doing YouTube full time. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's, you know, it's a lot of like writing and editing. And unfortunately, I don't get to spend all of the work time just playing games. As much as that sucks. It's tragic, I know. And it was funny because, well, their reaction was like, oh, that's less than I thought it would be. My mother's reaction was like, what did you just say? She was like, did you just say 30 hours a week playing video games? I was like, yes. Yes, I did. Well, there goes all my handgun ammo. Oh, actually, 7 is almost enough to down a zombie. Keep in mind, 7 is a pretty good score in general. Yeah, I don't say like 7 out of 10 just to be like, oh, I shouldn't even play it if it's only a 7. It's more just like, it looks like one of those games. It's like, yeah, that's good, but not like outstanding. Like, I'm not rushing to play it. But everyone that I hear talk about it is like, no, dude, it's so good. Like, even back when it came out, it was kind of a sleeper hit. I feel like not a lot of people played the Mad Max game back when it came out. Bro's got the dream job. I wish it was more than, more gaming hours than it is. But it's like almost entirely, like I do play a little bit outside of stream. Oh shit, I actually got poisoned in RE2. It happened, chat. It happened. Mad Max game mentioned. What was I just saying? Shit, I lost it. Oh yeah, I don't play much outside of that. Like recently I've been playing more games outside of like streams and videos, but that's really like legit the last week or so it's been more than usual purely because Black Ops 6 came out. So like all my buddies from high school and college are just always like, hey boys, hop on Call of Duty, it's time. It's just been one of those weeks. Like new Call of Duty is like a social event among my friend groups, like the guys that I hang out with. And I'm, you know, the guy who games for a living. I'm like the lowest level out of the whole group right now. Like those guys make me jealous because they've been grinding Black Ops 6. They have so many like gold guns. They're on that mastery camo grind set. I'm over here like, I have 2 gold guns. I did an SMG and a shotgun. I'm level 40. And even then, level 40 is just because they started double XP the other day. And it's still running. 40 might sound pretty good if you play old CODs for like playing for a week, but they've been running double XP recently, so a lot of it has been doubled earn rate. We'll get there eventually. I also typically play COD like later into the year than they do, or most of them at least. But we'll see this year. Like our whole group is kind of in agreement that this is the most fun Call of Duty has been in years. In my opinion, it's the most fun since Cold War, at least. For some of them, they didn't even love Cold War that much. So some of them are like, dude, this is the most fun I've had with COD since like Black Ops 3. Like legit in the last decade, it's the most fun that some of them have had with the series. Which is great that that's also just kind of a common sentiment right now around Black Ops 6. Like a lot of people are saying this is the best in a very long time for COD. I'm a bit more of a COD enjoyer than a lot of people. Because it's a junk food game. For me, it's like, even if it's not a great COD game, there's a fun factor that's always there. Even for like Infinite Warfare.
My name's Leon. I'm with the RPD.
What RE game do you think is the most fun out of all of them?
It's a dead end.
I have like my 3 RE games that I can't decide between as my favorite.
This shaft. Give me a boost. I'll go and
I struggle to pick one out of my top 3. If you're asking me right now, I would say just off the top of my head too, because it flip-flops a lot. There's so much variety in the series that even like that top 3 podium tends to shift around quite a bit. Right now, I would say, and it's all remakes. RE1 remake, RE2 remake, or RE4 remake are my 3 favorites overall currently. I'm waiting for the pushback on RE2. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but I'm braced for it. I can preemptively say, I love the original RE2 to bits. It's in my top 5, but it's not in my top 3 anymore. Because like, the B scenarios getting cut, so, not getting cut, they're obviously, well, they're kind of there, but they're not the same. They're nowhere near as good as the original B scenarios. Even though that stuff is not as good, and like some of the story changes I'm not huge on compared to the original, RE2 Remake's like gameplay and level design and just everything that makes up one basic like A scenario playthrough is so good that it has to be in my top 3. Even if it's missing kind of all the other things that surround that, the core game in the RE2 Remake is so fucking good. Out of the entire RE series, I think RE2 Remake has the best core gameplay loop of the bunch. It's missing all the little extra bits that surround that, in my opinion, but like, the core game is so good. I haven't played Raccoon City. Someday. I mean, with the series now, it will happen someday, but I haven't played it yet. And I think I'm gonna have to buy an Xbox copy for it, because it's delisted on Steam, unless, does anyone here know, there's apparently a workaround for the PC version, where like, if I can get my hands on a Steam key somehow, apparently there's a way, like Windows Gaming Live or whatever it's called, I think that's what it was called. I might be off by a little bit. Got shut down a few years ago, and it was like a prerequisite to even open the game. So apparently there's an issue where you can't even like open the game without a workaround right now. So they delisted it. They don't sell it on Steam anymore. Does anyone know how people are getting around that? Or am I gonna have to like, am I gonna have to ask Jared? Because I know Jared knows. Jared was playing it on stream just a few months ago. He definitely knows. Am I gonna have to ask some of the ROE guys? One of them probably knows. I probably just have to ask around. But even then, I was looking to see if I could get keys for it on like G2A or anything, and they're all out of stock. No one has like Steam keys for sale. Because I've bought like delisted Steam games before from key sellers. But like none of them have Operation Raccoon City keys available. I found one actually, but it was like, it was legitimately like $400. What do I think is the worst Resident Evil puzzle? That's a hard question, actually. I don't know. GOG? That's a weird idea, but maybe? I doubt that they have it, but maybe. I didn't check GOG, but hold on. I doubt they have it. They don't have it. Damn it. The paintings in RE4, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird because when I think of like the worst puzzles in games, I typically think of the ones that like frustrate me, right? But Resident Evil puzzles are almost always baby puzzles, if we're being totally honest. Like you could hand the controller to a 6-year-old and they'd figure it out within like 5-10 minutes. Like the Resident Evil puzzles really aren't hard. Like ever?
Leon, can you hear me?
So I don't know what I would really say is the worst
Ada,
one.
Did you find anything?
Right here. Think fast. Here's one more.
If you have that, then you're probably fine. It's just, you can still buy it on the Xbox store for like $20 at full
I can't
price.
reach the ventilation hole. I'm going to have to find
So
another
like
way
I can
around.
do
I'll
that.
catch up with you later.
I'd just way rather get the PC version, obviously. Better footage.
What? Ada, wait!
They wanted $64 for it. That's actually way cheaper than it was when I was looking for copies of it. Armored Core was getting so heavily scalped while I was doing the series that having that connection with a buddy that I have where his dad owns a pawn shop company, like a chain, was huge. Because I was able to get a lot of the Armored Core games through them, which saved me so much money producing that series. Like, holy shit, so much money. Because I remember like Armored Core 5 was the most expensive one at the time, and it was like over $200 to buy a copy of AC5 at that point. So they saved me a fuck ton of money. Just having that connection was a lifesaver back then. Is up-resed? It won't be 4K, it'll be 1080. Which, playing the 360 version at 1080p will still be pretty good for like footage and stuff. Just obviously not as good as like PC version on max settings at 4K, right? That's really it. I get hung up over these tiny details with the videos and stuff. I'm like, I could so easily just plug my Xbox in, go on the digital store, and buy it for pretty cheap on there. But, what's it? Can't you emulate it? I might, it depends. I feel like if I'm gonna buy an Xbox copy, I might as well just play it on back compat. But, if it's cheaper, like even cheaper and easier to buy a secondhand physical copy, then I guess I could get it up to 4K actually. Oh, but then I wouldn't be able to co-op it. Yeah, never mind. Because I was thinking, I'm like, why was I going to do the Xbox version? Why, or like on Xbox, I mean. Why not emulate it? But that's why. It was because I was actually going to try to play it in co-op. So I would need working servers for it. Original RE1 puzzle, or sorry, painting puzzle had different text. What do you mean it had different text? For the review or for the stream? Co-op for the review. Scheduling co-op for my stream time is just not very easy with most of my creator friends and such. It's a pain in the ass. Because I stream in the middle of the day in the US. Someone joined me the other day on it. Yeah, that's why I was gonna, like, if I couldn't get a PC copy, I was gonna do it through back compat. Because I know the servers are still up. I also know that, what's it? I also know that you can still pretty easily play online with like a workaround on PC. But we'll see. Uh-oh. Ah, shit. No, 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 no. Wait, 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 wait. I don't even want to go this way. Ooh, 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 ooh. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, we're killing them. Fuckers. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, this key is this door. Sweet. This is the key card. I can grab the machine gun here. Well, it's a good thing I have the shotgun. That could have been very bad. Yeah, I took those 2 hits and I just said, I'm not messing with it beyond that. Shit. There go all of my shells. I feel like I'm never this tight on ammo. Is it really? I mean, it is. It's just because we didn't grab anything on the way in. Because there's a lot of handgun ammo along the way. Like to the RPD, right? It's what? 45 shots of handgun ammo you can get along the way. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the lack of 45 handgun bullets right about now. For sure. Changes the game, honestly. I don't think I've ever felt like I've had this little ammo in Resident Evil 2. I've actually had to think about my ammo economy in Resident Evil 2 again, which is a new experience for me. In the original, that is. Again, Remake does it better. At least it does until it doesn't. But for a lot of the game, it does it better. Beautiful, thank you. Wonderful. We take those for sure. I might do, at least if I can get them working, and granted, if there's any interest in doing so, after I finish 100%ing everything, which it's a long time from now, right? I would be very open to doing randomizer runs on these games. I feel like Claire's too easy in RE2 Remake. Well, Claire was always weirdly the easier one. Like, she looks like she's gonna be the harder one. But her weapons are deceptively way stronger than Leon's in both versions. Claire just has a way better arsenal than Leon does. Leon's, honestly, I think I enjoy using Leon's weapons a little more, but Claire's weapons are so much stronger. That grenade launcher alone changes everything. And in the original RE2, you've got the bow gun, which is basically just a shotgun. Serves the same purpose, does about the same amount of damage most of the time. Her handgun in the original's pretty much the same as Leon's. In the remake, her handgun is noticeably weaker. That's a big remake difference, but in the original, her handgun is still perfectly fine. Just like Jill in RE1. A little different. Jill is way stronger than Chris, and it's beyond just the weapons, but the bazooka helps. The bazooka helps a lot. Machine gun, please. Machine gun me. Yes. His pants are a weird blue. Yeah, this costume is interesting. Jill gets a key and Chris doesn't. Yeah, the fact that in OG RE1, at least, the remake, it's funny, I forgot that the remake changed it until I was doing the video, like, last week for Remake. Remake took away Jill's, well, not her lockpick. She still has the lockpick, but the remake requires Jill to still actually find the sword key. Because in the original RE1, Jill, using the lockpick, legitimately gets to skip the whole first key of the game. And all those doors are just open to her from right off the bat. In the remake, they changed that back. The lockpick only opens like 2 doors early on in the remake. Well, 2 doors that the sword key would normally open, that is. But even then, in the remake, they changed those to just be like small keys for Chris as well. So it's different. Perhaps a keyblade. No, it's not a weapon. It's just a key with a sword engraved on it. None of that silly, goofy shit. Well, not exactly that brand of silly, goofy shit. There's still plenty of silly, goofy shit here, just not that kind. How many Umbrella underground facilities are there? Hold on. In new canon? Like if I think remakes instead of originals, which I'm only doing because then it means that there's one more than otherwise. Thank you, RE3 Remake. There's 1, 2, 3. No, Rockford Island doesn't count, does it, chat? There's like a little bit of underground stuff, but it's certainly nowhere near like the labs that you find in RE1, 2, 3, so on. Does 0 count? No. Well, yeah. Yeah, 0 has to count. The water treatment plant from the end? Yeah. He did specifically say facility, so 0 would count. I'm trying to think, like Code Veronica's, it's technically there, but it's like 3 rooms. So I don't know if you could really call it a facility. And it's also only like 1 floor underground. Like it's not like it's super deep down there or anything. So I'm not going to count the Code Veronica one, the Rockford Island one. I don't think it's big enough to count. There's the Sheena Island one. Thank you, Survivor. So we're at 5. None in 4. Well, Umbrella's dead after that. Yeah. So 5 that we know of. I was about to like keep going, and then as soon as I said none in 4, I was like, wait, Umbrella's dead. Five? Question mark? I figured out where the key went. I had to be standing right here thinking about it to realize, but I found it. Anything underground is an Umbrella facility. 5 including 3 make instead of original 3. Keep in mind. Oh, right. I was like, where am I going again? Forget. What about Blue Umbrella or New Umbrella? It's a completely different organization and they don't get up to that shit. Oh, Neo Umbrella? Wait, when you say New Umbrella, do you mean Neo Umbrella? Because that's maybe a different question. That's an Umbrella facility in 5? Is that Neo Umbrella in 5? I remember very little about 5 and 6's stories. For good reason. Hold on. Is that a Neo Umbrella facility near the end of 5? Known facilities for Neo Umbrella. Are we counting Neo Umbrella? Five was Tricell. You are right. Neo Umbrella was just RE6. Just an Umbrella clone, but it's not Umbrella. We could just, you know, broaden the terminology out to like evil secret bioweapon producing organization instead of saying Umbrella. We could do that. One of the original Umbrella labs in Africa. Oh, yeah. Okay, Umbrella is dead at that point, but you do end up traveling through an old abandoned facility from Africa. Okay. Yeah, that counts for sure. That's 6. Now it seems BSAA is the baddie. He's right. Yeah, that actually, you had to spell it out for me, but you are right. That is 100% an Umbrella facility, even though Umbrella is dead at that point. Oh shit, hold on. I almost did it in the wrong order. I don't need to use this right now, my ass. It's right there. Oh, because I didn't light. Okay, yeah, never mind. I know what I'm doing, chat. I've played this game so many times, okay? Excuse me? Oh. Again, I clearly know what I'm doing. Don't let me forget the aid spray. That I'm never going to use, but don't let me forget it. First try, let's go. I always end up getting like the normal desk text interaction every fucking time. What was I? Oh, we were rambling about Resident Evil stuff. But yeah, I feel like the BSAA being the bad guys now has to be like the key plot thread for RE9, surely, right? Because like we got a couple of little hints in 7, and then at the end of Village, they just casually, like, BSAA is just kind of casually like, oh yeah, deploying bioweapons. Deploying what? What are you deploying? Run that by me again, real quick. What? What did you just say? Clone Redfields. And I kind of, I'm foggy a bit on Village's story. But isn't Chris and like his team no longer affiliated with the BSAA during the events of Village? Like, aren't they not working together at that point? Chris has like separated off seemingly. I remember that being more of like a subtle thing near the end that I kind of forgot about until lately. Oh, that's right. That's right. Never mind. Yeah, I've forgotten a lot of 7 too. But Chris has been Blue Umbrella for a while. Right. There's also at least 3 Umbrella Underground labs in Outbreak Files 1 and 2. I haven't played them. But is at least one of those, because I would imagine with Outbreak... Is Outbreak Files 2 also taking place in Raccoon City, or is that just... I don't know shit about File 2. I know a little bit about normal Outbreak, but I don't know shit about File 2. But I would assume that at least one of those is going to be the RE2 lab, right? From at least the first Outbreak. I would just have to imagine at least one of those has to just be like a revisit to the RE2 one. Probably. Just taking a guess here based on location and everything. Based on context. Both of them are in Raccoon City, okay. At least one of those labs has to be the RE2 one, right? There has to be some overlap there. Maybe Jill has also become a villain since she was one of the founders of BSAA. Well, so was Chris, right? It's crazy to me that we have no fucking clue what Jill is up to. Like, after RE5, just not even a single mention. Who cares about Jill? Jill Valentine? Who? I don't know her. Who's that? Jill Valentine. What a silly name. Never heard of her. Oh, you mean Jibble Sandwich? Oh, yeah, she's somewhere, surely. Jibble's around. Somewhere. Or I guess now with RE1 Remake, we should probably rename her to Jiggle Sandwich. That would probably be more appropriate. No way they're making Jill bad. I would actually... I feel like a lot of people would be pretty pissed about that. I wouldn't mind it. I feel like that could be fun. Pit Jill and Chris against each other. That could actually be pretty interesting. It would maybe make very little sense for Jill, but if they executed it well, like, that's kind of the thing. It could come out just terrible if the reasoning for Jill becoming bad is dog shit. But if they did it right, it could be fun to have Jill and Chris, like, actually pitted up against each other. Chris versus Jill would be so Game of Thrones. Could be fun. I'm just saying. Could be fun. Why not? Get Claire in there. Chris and Leon versus Jill and Claire? Come on. Come on. Hear me out? Wesker's kid in charge of it. Put Jake on the team? Evil bad guy team? Come on. The script writes itself, you guys. She was in Death Island. No one watched it. I watched it, unfortunately. Really unfortunately in regards to Jill. I don't know what they were cooking with Death Island and Jill's character. I don't even want to talk about it, actually. I don't know. I don't. Raccoon City Civil War. We're just writing fan fiction at this point. Oh, thank God I grabbed the crank. That's the bit that I forget every single playthrough. I'm proud of myself. I thought of it. Not a fan of her in that movie. I'm not a fan of most of that movie. Jill is probably my least favorite part of that movie, though. Legitimately. So stupid. Just all of it. Like, her general demeanor. Her just looking exactly how she does in the RE3 remake, and then making like a weird super powered plot line out of that. It's so, or sorry, plot point rather, out of that. It's so fucking stupid. I hate all of it. I hate all of it. It was at least better than both of the recent live action RE things that came out. Yeah, but like poop to shit. It's like earlier when I said that that Dragon Age Veilguard at least looks better than Dragon Age 2. It's like, I would hope so. That's like bare minimum, right?
No!
No!
Get away!
You guys want to talk about some goofy, silly Resident Evil shit? How does Birkin not only get into that cell without causing any damage, but also just slips back out? Like, without us encountering him right here in this hallway. Where does he go? Where did he come from? Where did he go?
Ben!
Magic.
Can you still hear me? Come on, answer!
Damn. I don't believe this. I almost got the story.
Ben.
Bitter
Where did you come
irony.
from, Birkin Eye Joe?
The chief of police.
I was waiting for someone to finish it.
Co-conspirator. Get that scum. Make him pay.
Hang in there, Ben.
He's not gonna make it, Leon.
My chest! It's burning! What's wrong?
I love the RE2 chest burster. He's in the walls. He's in the goddamn walls. Yeah, I'm of the opinion that the RE3 remake is a really good video game. It's a really good survival horror game. It's just a bad remake.
Where are you going, Ada?
But it's a
To the
good
chemical
game.
plant. I have a feeling that's where I'll find John.
It's still pretty damn fun
Ada, wait!
once you get past
Hey!
removing the fucking clock tower. Thanks, Capcom.
Do you read me, Claire? We now have access to the back of the parking lot.
Got it.
I'm getting out of here and heading to the sewer. Can you meet me there?
I'm on my way.
A miserable death. For a second, I thought I was going to get an item. Easy 100%. It'll probably be a really fun 100%. I imagine it'll be pretty enjoyable with all the unlockable items and stuff. I love that about a lot of the RE Engine games. I think they've handled unlockables so well recently. I can't get past Nemesis being a pathetic ass bitch in RE3R. Look, and as much as people, at least some people, really don't like the railgun thing, dude. The railgun thing is like just so, it's just such a fun scene. Just such a silly, over the top, fun moment for Jill. Just fucking picking that giant railgun up right off the stand and blasting his ass with it. That's fun. A lot of people are like, oh, it's so stupid. I can't get, but like, dude, it's so fun. You even finger him to death. Exactly. Exactly. It's awesome. Maybe in like an overly silly, very unrealistic way, but like, come on. Come on. I'm gonna not save. I'm gonna not save. I only need 2 heals, I bet. I mean, when he's chasing you in the city, I will save the whole like long-winded breakdown for when I eventually get to the 3 remake video. But a lot of the discourse around them, like quote unquote nerfing Nemesis in the remake, is incredibly overblown if you just go back and actually compare it to the original. It's just that the original made him feel more dangerous. But he's not actually all that much more dangerous in the original, aside from just like core gameplay mechanics being trickier to deal with. Like the, what's it? What did they call it? The action dodge? Or I can't remember the official name for it. Aside from the dodge being way harder to pull off in the original, he's not actually that much more difficult to deal with in the OG. And he doesn't appear more often either. The only thing is really like the actual scripted boss encounters with him. Those are iffy as shit. Oh God, kill the other one. Kill the baby! Oh no, now, okay. Oh fuck, they're both on me. Kill that baby! Thank you. Oh. Damn it, it hit him. No, the baby's on me again. Oh my God. Okay. I'm trying. I just gotta kill him. Like so. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh my God, there are so many babies. God damn it, they hurt, man. The hospital, dude, the hospital in the remake is so good. The hospital like expansion is maybe the best part about RE3 Remake. That section is so good. Hello, Ada.
What was that all about? Running off like that was reckless and stupid. Those zombies are everywhere. Not to mention that thing that got Ben.
I was there, Leon. I know.
Look, Ada.
The pose.
As an officer, it's my job to look out for you. But we're not going to get through this alive if we don't work together. Okay?
All right. We'll do this your way for now.
A TLDR though with the Nemesis thing. Like, just to put it in one good, succinct sentence that kind of gets at the core of it. Most of that discourse comes from people thinking that Nemesis is less scripted than he is in the original, which is mostly because of the live selection system, also not in the remake. Why? Anyway. The Nemesis encounters and properties change based on your live selections. They're not actually random. They're determined by the choices you make during your playthrough. But every time that Nemesis pops up in the OG RE3, it is scripted. It just feels less scripted than in the remake. It does a better job at like hiding it from you. But if you do multiple playthroughs of RE3 and you always select the same options, you will always encounter Nemesis in the same places. It's a presentation issue more than a gameplay issue. That's kind of the TLDR with Nemesis specifically in the remake. Why was it that way? There's actually, we know a good bit about that. The RE2 and 3 remakes were originally going to be released together as a package. Like, they were going to launch on the same day, sort of released together. But it was one of those situations where development of both of them had gone on for so long that eventually Capcom corporate had to make the call and say, hey, we've put way too much money into this that we kind of need to get some return on it now before we can put any more money back into it. So they shifted towards finishing up RE2, because RE2 suffers from the same problem of being rushed because of this. That's why the B scenarios are the way they are. They had to finish up RE2 and get it out so that they could get some return on investment for both of them, since they had already invested so much into both projects. And then RE3 pretty much got given like that 1-year deadline after the completion of RE2 Remake for them to do the rest of it that wasn't already done. Which is likely why so many areas got the axe. Like, if you ask me, it seems like they wanted to have the clock tower in the game. At the very least, the park might have gotten cut. And the factory definitely just got replaced with the new nest. But, oops, I didn't want to do that. But it definitely seems like the clock tower was supposed to be there, because like it's there. It just seems like instead of actually entering it, you get that one boss fight where you can see it right there, but you don't get to go in it. And it seems like a circumstance of just the development of both games, which is bullshit. It's not too bullshit. As far as we know, it's kind of bullshit, but they were pretty they had pretty lengthy developments. Hold on. Didn't they announce the RE2 remake in like 2015? Yeah, they announced that they were working on RE2 remake in 2015. So RE2 had 4 years of development before they eventually just said, hey, we need this out the door because we've put too much time and money into this. This isn't viable. It's actually, and again, this is, sometimes I sound like a bit of a AAA shill, but like, looking at it from their perspective, they had put obviously a lot of money into that game. If you've just played the game, the budget was high. That game cost a lot of money. They put a lot into that game over like 4 years, and they just pretty reasonably said, hey guys, we can't turn this into a 5 or 6 year project. Like this, we need to speed things up. M2 made RE3. I think M2 was the primary developer with Capcom assisting, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I'm pretty sure Capcom was still very heavily involved in the development. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. We don't have an itchy tasty book about the new games. Yet. God bless that book, by the way. Is that it? Is it just those two? I thought there were like 3 things down here, but maybe just 2. But hello, Jin. Is the edge of Ada's dress on the armpits way more pixelated than her face, or did I imagine that? Hold on. I would have to see her. You might not be. It could be, I feel like... Oh, yeah. I see it. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's just more pixely. That's it. There's no, like, fancy reason. Just pixely, actually, now that you point it out, yeah. I almost just spilled what remained of my Celsius. Okay, let me reload my guns, because it's bothering me. It's really bothering me. Oh, I already did it for my pistol. Did I just do that? I must have just done that. Because I was looking at it. Release RE2 and 3 remake director's cuts that have the cut content they wanted in them re-added. There's a lot of people saying they're gonna do that. I don't... Again, it's just part of all the supposed leaks going around of like the... What's it? Including RE9 and then those, it would be like 7 RE games in development right now, like mainline games at that. There are people saying that they're gonna do that, particularly with RE3. I hear more discussion about that. I don't think they're going to. Remember Nemesis Edition? Yep.
Leon, that woman was... I have to talk to her.
You know, it would make a lot of money. I think it would, but I think from Capcom's perspective, it might not be worth it, because again, those games are expensive. Clearly. It just, you look at them and it's like, yeah, this cost a ton. Do we actually know their budgets yet? Obviously, RE2 made bank on whatever budget it had. That RE2 sold like crazy. Do we know how much budget they had? We don't know. We have estimates, but we don't know. The estimate says that RE2 Remake likely didn't cost more than 100 million. I would say it probably cost somewhere around 100 million if I had to like ballpark guess. Unless they were just really efficient with their spending on it, which is possible. I would say it's probably in the ballpark of 100 million. So let's say they invest, I don't know, with B scenario cutscenes, because animation and modeling work is typically some of the most expensive in game dev, on top of just paying salary and everything, right? They would probably have to invest another 10 or 15 million to do something like that for RE2, and probably more for 3. And I don't know if they would get enough extra sales to make that worthwhile to them, if that makes sense.
Identify yourself.
Like, thinking of, would they get enough sales that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise to justify it?
Ada Wong.
Because that's the way that they're gonna look at it.
Now I remember. One of the men from Chicago who came to assist the T-virus research used his girlfriend's name as his password. Ada and John, I believe.
Ada and John, you're right.
How did you know? Who are you?
Annette Birkin. My husband.
I think they definitely make their money back if they do this. Yeah, RE2R sold a ton.
What?
But you have to recognize that a pretty small population of people who already bought the base game are going to buy it again for B scenarios being added, or like fleshed out more, I guess. I keep saying added, but actually being like they were in the original. Like, you have to consider very little of the population that bought just the remake would buy it a second time for what new content there is. It would be a good amount, probably like 1 or 2 million of those players would rebuy it. Even 2 million is probably generous now that I say it out loud.
And it's all Umbrella's fault. None of this would have happened.
It's a weird spot to be in. Looking at it from a business perspective, it's a weird spot.
This way.
Best cutscene in RE2, right here.
It's sheer perfection. My precious G-Virus. No one will ever take you away from me.
Birkin's voice acting aside.
There he is.
So you finally come.
Doctor, we're here to collect the G-Virus sample.
Sorry, but I won't just hand over my life's work.
You might hit the sample. That's it, all right. Okay, let's move out.
I doubt we know how much they spent on RE4 if we don't know for RE2.
Oh my. Hold on, darling. I'm taking care of that bullet wound first. Stay here.
Alpha team.
Yeah, again, no official figures. We do know that that they hired a lot of new developers to work on games like RE4 Remake and probably just more future RE titles as well.
That he injected the G-Virus into his own body?
So you could pretty safely guess that it would have cost more than something like RE2. Because really, salary is a lot of a game's budget. It might. I feel like when most people think of like a game or a movie budget or something like that, they're just thinking about like production costs, like purely the stuff that goes in, like how much does it cost to do the sound design, how much does it cost to do the animations, effects, stuff like that. In terms of films, like props and stuff. But a huge portion of budgets on entertainment products like that is just paying the salary of, I mean, in the case of like an RE2 remake, like the few hundred people working on it for 5 years, right? It costs a lot to pay all those salaries, like a ton. Because a junior game designer generally makes like 75K a year, and a senior designer will normally make like 90 to 100K a year. So it adds up a lot.
Prior memories he had as a human by now. Even worse.
What month in 2023? Was it April or late March? Early April or late March, I think, right? I don't remember. Something like that.
No.
Late March. March 23rd. Korak, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Good night.
Too bad.
Never gets old. Had an umbrella scientist become a sentient BOW and escape the city before it got nuked? No. No, I did not. This was something from like way back. Like, when was that? When was that made? Because if it was pre RE2/3 remakes, it's probably not canon anymore. Safe enough to say, oh right, we're playing Ada right now. I forget. Ada doesn't need those items. It's probably safe to say he's never coming back if it's prior to the remakes. Because remember, old canon, new canon is a thing now. The remakes haven't changed like a ton, but they are in their own separate canon from the old games now. Their own continuity, that is. Like RE7 and the remakes and stuff like that, that's all new canon. Not because 7 necessarily was the turning point, but 7 was the game that they started making tweaks to the old storyline to be more consistent with. The tweaks were made in service of games like 7, 8, and presumably 9 coming up soon, whenever that is. Yeah, you can't go up there during the A scenario, only during the B scenario. Interesting. Considered old or new? Right now, they are canon to both. It's stuff like that is kind of just split both ways. Like Revelations and Revelations 2 are just kind of canon to both. Survivor is probably still canon with the new games, but who the fuck knows? They haven't mentioned it. Who the hell could say, really? 8 retconned everything. Yeah, 7 was definitely like they started making some tweaks to make things feel a little more consistent with 7, like retroactively. But then Village was when we really felt the shift into new canon. Like things were super different with Village, storyline wise. Village was where all the drastic changes started to come in. And again, like it's minor tweaks to like 2, 3, and 4 in that sense, but they're important. Enough that there's like a distinction between them now, right? Which I think is mostly just because like with all the, especially all the spin-offs around the time of the older like classic games, like things like Survivor and I don't know, the Outbreak games, stuff like that. Those aren't necessarily not canon nowadays, but because so much has changed, they kind of sit in a weird spot where it's like, I don't know, maybe they are canon to the new games? Yeah, I don't know. Probably, like there's nothing to directly contradict them, but they also just don't get brought up ever. Hard to say. And then there's your few distinctly non-canon spin-offs from the earlier era. Oh, I forgot it again. Every time, dude. Every fucking time. Sorry. Yeah, the distinctly non-canons, like Survivor 2, Gaiden. Well, Gaiden's a weird one. Gaiden is so funny. Okay. I didn't talk much about the story in Gaiden because I wrote a story segment and then I realized that I literally only had one talking point, and even then it wasn't that important because Gaiden's not canon anymore. So I just said, I don't think it's even worth like the pacing cost on the video to include this. But like, Gaiden was supposed to be canon when it was written. The director of Code Veronica wrote the story for Gaiden. He wrote the scenario for it. It was going to be canon. It was written and produced with the intention of being a canon entry. And then Leon fucking dies in Gaiden. Like, actually, Leon just dies in that game. So it wasn't canon for long, because then eventually, you know, RE4 comes around, right? But like, he died. He died. Like RE4 on the Zebo, we don't talk about it. I don't know with the Wii games. Some people said, like when the 4 remake came out, that they had retconned Leon and Krauser knowing each other prior to the remake. Am I crazy or are those people crazy? Because I never got that impression at all. Leon is a zombie, confirmed. Okay, to be more specific with what happened to Leon in Gaiden, sorry, spoilers for Resident Evil Gaiden if you care. Turn me off, skip ahead if you're watching VOD, whatever. More specifically, he actually doesn't die on screen. The big, like, the real big BOW in Gaiden, the like weird super tyrant kind of thing in Gaiden, can shapeshift like perfectly. But his one downside with the shapeshifting is that he has green blood. And in the very final like shot of the game, Leon goes off screen during like the final scene. He like goes into the water below with the tyrant, but then he comes back and is like, haha, we did it, guys. But then the final shot of the game shows a little cut on his neck and it's bleeding green. So Leon presumably got killed under the water, like drowned or something. And then the super tyrant bioweapon takes his place at the end of the game. So like Leon dies. When I was looking around at like what people thought about Gaiden, I came across some people saying that it is canon because right after that, Leon would have come up out of the water and killed the tyrant and it's fine. No. That's some crazy copium. No. Just no. Like, he dies in that game. But then, obviously, seems like they just retconned that. Not even directly, like, they just kind of acted like it never happened. But his blood is red on RE6 and on 4. Yeah, I think they just, like, quietly retconned Gaiden out of existence with that. Barry also adopts a kid at the end of Gaiden, who's then never brought up later on, like Revelations 2. With all the talk about his family there, he never mentions the adopted kid from Gaiden. So, safe to say that Gaiden just quietly got retconned into not being canon. But it's weird looking back on it like that, because it was explicitly supposed to be canon back then. But it seems like even within the few years after it came out, they just quietly were like, no one played this, it's fine, they won't even know. They won't even know. Just don't say anything. We don't even have to acknowledge it. Retcon to be forgotten, story of my life. That's really, they were just like, it's okay, no one played this game. They won't know if we retcon it, you don't even have to acknowledge it. Never mention the thing about Leon. Never mention Barry's new kid. No one will ask any questions. Little did they know, there are psychos like me who will pay like $90 for a copy of Gaiden in 2024. And do a little funny YouTube video on it, and I'll be streaming it when we get there. When we get there. We can talk way more about body swapped Leon when we get there. Cause what the fuck? Barry adopting kids in handheld RE games is an odd trend. It's a bit of an interesting trend for sure. Barry's just a nice guy. That's all. BOW John Wick Leon is born. It's wild. I don't know what they were cooking with that. Like, where were they planning to go? Were they just gonna do Resident Evil 4 and have Leon suddenly turn into like a super tyrant out of nowhere? Like, what was the plan with that plot? I doubt there was a plan. I doubt there was like a long-term plan. It was probably just, we're gonna do whatever here. We'll make it happen. Write the story now, we'll figure it out later. But it's crazy to me because RE4 would have been at least in pre-production around that time. Obviously not the RE4 that we got. Oh, actually, no, that's okay. That makes sense. As soon as that left my mouth. Oh, no, that still doesn't make much sense. It probably would have been like the castle or the Hookman version around that time, right? I'm trying to think. Yeah, one of those two. Bio Leon is Dante. No, Dante was Tony. Tony. What if that was the plan? Leon, like, body, he fucking turns back into the tyrant for like the final boss of Resident Evil 4 versus Tony. What if that was the plan, legitimately?
Ada!
Someone at the drawing board. Let's kill Leon. It'll be sick. Just a weird little game, man. In a good way, mostly. Gaiden's a weird game. Still my favorite spin-off I've done for the reviews so far, but just weird. Just odd, really. Wasn't Dante's fake name Tony Redgrave? Yeah, that's a reference to the original Resident Evil 4. Tony Redgrave was the character, or was his name in RE4 originally, before it got shifted into Devil May Cry. The character was named Tony Redgrave originally. And they brought it up as like a cheeky reference in DMC5. Oh. Too bad you don't shoot a pipe on here. It's the same thing. I've mentioned that before with like RE2 remake criticism with that that fight in particular. I've seen so many people be like, man, they ruined the alligator fight. Now it's just this little like, you know, you slide down and you try to avoid the obstacles and then you kill it with one bullet where you blow it up while the pipe is in its mouth. Such a downgrade.
Leon.
And I'm like,
This bullet wound isn't making things
did you
easier.
play the original?
Leon.
I'm like, wait a minute, did you? Are we talking about the same original boss fight?
That's two I owe you.
Don't mention it.
Wait, if you defeat it with bullets, it comes back in scenario B? Does it? I've never heard of this. Another zapping thing? This is news to me. Wait. It just retreats? Oh. If the alligator was not killed in the sewers in A, he will return in B. I didn't know this one. I've actually never heard of the alligator one. Okay, I put this up before. Sweet. I feel like the pipe is more awesome. I feel like the fight is like effectively the same in the remake, just it looks better. Like it's a more I guess entertaining visual spectacle by comparison. I didn't know the zapping system thing though. That's cool. I didn't know that the alligator fight got zapped. Still learning things about RE2. Is there anything else on here that I didn't know now that I have the full zapping system list up? No. No, I knew the rest of these, actually. Wait, maybe not. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I knew the whole rest of them. The only one I didn't know was the alligator. I had to read through the list really fast. Huh, I just didn't know that. If you had told me like 2 minutes sooner, I would have just shot him to death, purely to see it. But now I'm not reloading like the whole last 20 minutes of playing just to do it. I'm not. I'm just not. Maybe we could do it during one of the A rank runs. I feel like that would be fine. There's so much ammo in the B scenario anyway. It can't hurt anything, right? And the A scenario, since I typically take the machine gun for A scenario, I feel like it wouldn't hurt our A rank runs if I did it there. So next time. Well, next time. Next A scenario run, you get it. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just go forward. To add a puzzle into an RE game that requires you to learn words in Esperanto to figure out, it would be funny. I don't know about that. I don't know if that would be very funny. I would be so pissed if they did something like that. It would actually, I guess it wouldn't be that far off from, bro, that puzzle during the Black Ops 6 campaign, the optional one in the safe house, where, you had to be able to, you had to A, know music scale, and B, be able to read Cyrillic to solve it. Thankfully, I know music scale, and someone in chat was able to read Cyrillic for me to tell me, or to like walk me through. They just spelled out all the, like the whole key for me. But that puzzle was wild. It would be funny for like 2 minutes, exactly. Like, thank God someone in chat could read Cyrillic, because otherwise I would have been there like, what do I do? Pull up the alphabet? So kind of those spiders to just sit there and watch. Yeah, I think out of every Resident Evil enemy, the giant spiders, in like every game they appear in, are the easiest, yeah, I'm just gonna run past this guy ever. Like, you zip past them. And you're rarely gonna get hit by one of the giant spiders in these games. You'll pretty much never take damage to them. Probably the easiest enemies to dodge in classic RE, just all up, would be the giant spiders. I don't ever shoot them in any of the games, except Black Tiger, yeah, except the boss in RE1. That's like the exception there. Still can't believe that I died to Black Tiger during one of the RE1 streams. That was ridiculous. Legitimately, the only time in my life that I have ever died to that boss just had to be on stream. Out of all my playthroughs of RE1, in like the 20 years of playing that game, had to be the one time on stream for everyone to see. And then you get me like, you guys, I've never died to that boss before, I promise. Surely, not everyone even believes me. I mean, how could you, right? It was the first run of, was it the first run of RE1 that we did? It was during the Jill run, right? That I died to Black Tiger? Did we do Jill or Chris first? I don't remember. It was? Okay, maybe it was the second run of the game then. If you are going to die, it's going to be for all to see. Exactly. It was your first and only death as Jill. That makes it better. The one time I died during the entire Jill run was to the spider boss in the caves. You fucker! I hate when they do that. The leap for the ankles as they go down. I mean, I kind of love it, but also why? I love it the same way that I love zombies tanking shotgun blasts in like Remake and Zero. Like, I love it after it happens. When I'm looking back on it, I'm like, oh, okay, that was funny. But in the moment, I'm pissed. It takes a good 10 seconds for me to be like, okay, no, it's actually kind of funny. I know some people just straight up hate that shit. Both of them. Especially the shotgun in Remake. I know a lot of people just flat out hate that. It always pisses me off for a few seconds, and then I'm like, okay. But also, well played, Capcom. Well played. I have defense items in that game anyway. Like 10 of them. at any given time, so it's fine. Streaming Remake is gonna be fun until we get to like the real survival run. I feel like I can do real survival pretty well though. Probably. Oh, it's gonna be such a pain in the ass, actually. It's gonna be like playing RE0 inside of RE1 Remake. That's what it's gonna feel like. I'm gonna be like, oh shit, where's my Magnum? Oh, it's in the guardhouse? Fuck. Gotta run back for it. Does the Magnum in Remake guarantee headshot? I don't know, actually. Does it? Does it guarantee that the head pops like it does in the original? I would assume it's the same. But because like head popping was like a central mechanic in Remake, I would also not be surprised at all if it's different. I thought I heard a zombie still walking around. The fuck? I'll be back for you. Other herb. I'm not munching on this one. Goes against everything I stand for as a Resi player. I don't know. I personally don't make a habit of shooting zombies with my Magnum in these games. But it might guarantee headshots. Surely someone would know. I'm gonna actually wait on the save. This can go way down here, along with this valve that we never need again. With Derringer? Oh, the self-defense gun from RE1. I had to go to images. I was like, what is this? Yeah. It's funny. In the remake video, I just described the self-defense gun using like the given logic in game of it deals way more damage than the normal Magnum because it fires a higher caliber. It does not fire a higher caliber. It fires a considerably smaller caliber, actually. But yeah, I got corrected on it a couple times in the comments. People are like, it's not a larger caliber. I maybe should have just made a joke out of it, because honestly, it is kind of funny. Looking back, I was glazing a little bit to not point it out, to be honest, but it happens. But yeah, like if you don't know, the round that thing fires is basically equivalent to 9mm. It's just less reliable than 9mm, but it's about the same amount of like firepower as a 9mm shot. So them saying that it's like 5 times as powerful as the normal Magnum is crazy, but it's just video game logic, so fuck it. Who cares? Yeah, hold on. Just because I'm getting a little particular about things here. Wait, I'm on my 4th save right now. I'm not gonna save, actually. I'm not going to. I know it's been a while, chat, but hear me out. I haven't used a first aid spray. I haven't really done anything that's gonna deduct a lot of points from me here, other than just I haven't played through that fast. But that's not a big deal. I'm not gonna save. Watch him die. I'll be fine. Probably. Probably. Knock on wood. There's 15 minutes left in stream time. So I don't want to save now and then save again when we end stream. I'm just gonna play her out. Are we gonna have another Black Tiger moment? I hope not. More accurately, are we gonna have another back to the start of the sewers moment like we did? Was that Leon B that I did that? It was Leon B. If you missed it, I saved at like the beginning of the sewer section while playing through Leon B, and then was just playing the game casually for like a long time, died out of nowhere to a basic zombie, and then loaded back to the, like in the labs, and died to a basic zombie in the labs, loaded all the way back to the start of the sewers because I had forgotten to save for like a couple hours. And I was not happy. Whose wood are we knocking on? I mean, it's up to you. You're free to choose. Oh, hold on. Ad break? I got you. I have no objections to pressing the funny ad button. It's not something I just sit here and do, but if someone wants me to and they spend the channel points for it, I will do it. Spider gets him. My luck. It's going to be a spider or a basic zombie. Oh, Plant 43s are coming up. Speaking of Plant 43s, chat, where does the the common nickname for them, everyone calls them Ivies. Where does that come from? Where did we get that from? Are they called Ivies in the remake? Because I think they are. But people were calling them Ivies before the remake came out. Does anyone know where they got that nickname? Because is this like a Mr. X thing? Where it was from like a random like toy in America or something? That's their actual name? No, in the original, their official name is Plant 43. Stupid as fuck, but that's their name in the original. I think in the remake, they are named Ivies, but they're also just totally different enemies in the remake. They just look like Ivy. Yeah, I don't know where that nickname came from. It could be like a Mr. X situation, where there was like one random piece of like official material that referred to them as an Ivy, like in the West. So Western fans just adopted the name. Oh God. Isn't there like a note or something in the remake that that also refers to the tyrant as Mr. X? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they have like a little reference to it in the remake somewhere. I thought that the giant plant was Plant 43. No, the little Ivy enemies are all Plant 43s. I think that it's like the whole plant, but the actual like plant enemies are just extensions of the giant one. Wasn't 43 in 1? Plant 42 was in RE1. So it's kind of goofy. Like that's where I say that the name is really stupid, them being called Plant 43, because yeah. The sequel, yeah, it's literally, they just said, oh, Plant 42, Plant 43.
Come on, wake up.
Was an unofficial nickname from the devs and in a model viewer? In the remake, you mean, right? Surely. Now I feel like I need to go find the Ivy lore. Where did this name come from? When is Plant 44 rolling up? Someday, surely.
Welcome back. Hey, take it easy. We're inside Umbrella's secret lab.
Maybe in like
I'll go find something to treat that wound, so just rest here in the
the
meantime.
notes section.
But I'll only slow you down with these injuries. Go.
Oh.
Save yourself.
In like the trivia section on the wiki, they do have a thing in
It's
here
my job to look after you.
that says that Plant 43 was
Be in danger.
retconned
Stay with me.
into a giant room occupying plant more directly similar to Plant 42. The in-game role of the original Plant 43 BOWs was instead given over to the Ivy zombies.
I'm not capable of caring about anyone,
So I was right on that.
I don't want to lose you.
We're leaving this place together.
Where did the Ivy nickname come
I'll
from?
be right back.
Or am I just crazy and we didn't call them that until the remake and I'm just misremembering? Because that's a possibility, legitimate. Like, it's been a few years now. It's been almost 6 years, you guys. I'm sorry. This is one of those where I have to say it. It's been almost 6 years since RE2 Remake came out. So it's possible that I'm just like gaslighting myself right now. And I think that we called them Ivies before the remake when we didn't. And we just always called them... No. Bro, no, what did we call them? There's no way. We have to have called them Ivies beforehand. Because there's no way that we actually called them Plant 43s. And yet there's like actual confusion to the point where when I say it, people are like, wait, what? They're called Plant 43s? I never heard Ivy in my life. What did you call them then? Where did this nickname come from? Since like 2010? Yeah, where did the name come from, man? Oh, Plant Monster. I guess that works, yeah. I could see where you'd get that. Where did we get the Ivy name from? It must have been from like a toy or something. Like Mr. X style, or maybe a comic? Maybe? Something like that. It has to be something like that. Surely. Cause like, what the fuck? Where did we get that from? It's funny that they just made an enemy called Ivies in the remake that like took their place. Like, where did we... Yeah, it's not even from like the Japanese version of the game. They're called Plant 43 there too, in the JP name. Well, in katakana. So, you know, Puranto. So weird. This is gonna bother me now. What is the origin of that nickname? Because like, what games had a model viewer? What was the first RE game that had a model viewer, chat? Anyone know? Perchance? This is such a weird thing to try to think of. Because like the first one that I can think of is RE2 Remake. Did 7 have a model viewer? Chole will be going down this rabbit hole all night. Bro, it's gonna bother me like a lot now. I'm gonna be freaking out about this regularly until I eventually get the answer. Like, where the fuck did this come from? What game is this from? Wait. 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 Okay. Wiki has guided me somewhere. There's an evolution of the Plant 43 seen in the Dark Side Chronicles, the Wii game, that officially is titled Ivy plus YX. Colloquially, that's a that's a hard word, colloquially known as Ivy. Are you telling me we got it from like Darkside Chronicles? Because there's no fucking way. That can't be the origin of it, right? Surely not. But that's something. That's an early appearance of the name. That's definitely something. In 2002, like in universe years. Chat, what scenarios does Darkside cover? I personally struggle to keep them straight. But also we'll see you around DS, because I haven't played them. What scenarios are in Darkside Chronicles that would take place in the RE universe in 2002? Because that would obviously be years after Raccoon City. Where would they have popped up? That's so weird. I guess I'm already on the wiki. Hold on, Darkside Chronicles. Let me try to navigate just to that page. Oh. Okay, Darkside Chronicles has an RE2 chapter? Wait, Memories of a Lost City. That looks like it's RE2. Leon and Claire. And then it's also the one with Operation Javier. What year does Code Veronica take place in universe? Oh god. Code Veronica would have been... Do they appear in Operation Javier? Is that where they popped up? I think that's where they popped up. On the wiki page for it, it says that it is also referred to as the 2002 South American incident. Oh, that's right. Code Veronica's like 4 months after RE2. So yeah, it would have to be the Javier scenario. What the fuck? This is gonna bug me until I eventually get the answer. This is really gonna get on my nerves, man. I am gonna be going down this rabbit hole. RE lore is wild. Imagine if we had an incident like that and we just all, like, you know, across the world collectively decided that we would refer to it as the South American incident. Like a localized outbreak in South America. Wait, does it not specify what country the outbreak is in? Hold on. The wiki page, I'm reading the like lore, the little first paragraph of the wiki page as I'm blasting. The wiki page just says it occurs in South America during the year 2002. Do they specify what country in South America it takes place in, or is it actually just South America somewhere? I guess they don't exactly specify where RE5 takes place, do they? Not to my knowledge, at least. This is gonna bother me, man. What the fuck? Where did the Ivy name come from? Where did we get that shit? There's no way it was from Darkside Chronicles. Maybe it was, but that seems like such a weird place to get it. RE lore is so wacky. Also, not saving paid off. We did it. Ivy theory. What the fuck? It's so, like, where did that come from? I feel like I've been on this for like 10 minutes. Also, yeah, hold on. Wait. Resident Evil 5. Because I think that, like, I'm right, but also you're right. I think they do just kind of say, like, yeah, it's in Africa. Is this just a thing that they were doing around this time in the franchise where games just took place somewhere in a continent and we were just like, yeah, somewhere around that region, surely. There would have to be like an incident name for RE5's events, right? Hold on. Surely. RE5 is where I really start to not know much about RE lore, to be fair. I do my best, but that's where I'm a lot what's it, foggier? I don't remember as much. Yeah, it just... Chris Redfield is sent to investigate possible bioorganic weapon smuggling in Africa. That's it. In Africa. Somewheres, surely. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, okay. Likely in Brazil. At least there's like a context clue there. RE5, I don't remember if there is like anything. Anyway, it's about that time. And as always, I got shit to do, chat. Video shit. Important things. Trust me. Video tomorrow, by the way. Smiley face. Anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a sub. Come back another time. We're doing this. We're doing this tomorrow again, actually. So. But we're also doing all the other 100%s I've been working on that are totally not insane for me to do. Like Yakuza, Metal Gear, Ace Combat, Armored Core. We're going to be finishing up the Black Ops 6 campaign. I've got one more stream of that. That's been a surprisingly really fun game to stream through. just experiencing a Call of Duty campaign for the first time with all of its like crazy Michael Bay roller coaster shit with chat reacting alongside. It's just fun. It's just good, stupid fun. We got one more of those still. So feel free to come back for any of that. Also, if you enjoyed and you haven't done so already, leave a like because algorithm and stuff, you know how it goes. If you're looking for links to anything outside of YouTube to engage with the community, check out links in the description below. Things like Twitter, YouTube server, whatever. They're all down there. Did I just say YouTube server out loud? I meant to say Discord server. I think I just weirdly spaced and said YouTube. Discord server. Twitter and the Discord server. Whatever. You get it. Anyway, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream. I hope to see all of you guys back here next time. And goodbye.